Game on! Welcome to another episode of Two Ales and Hockey Tales with Wally. And today I'm so excited to have on, again, a 42-year-old from Buffalo, New York, USA. He does call Ushuaia, Argentina, home now, but I don't think we're there at the moment. He is a living, playing legend in Ushuaia, Argentina, and he has been crafting hockey sticks and getting all the kids on the ice and was just featured in a documentary that has gone global. And I actually got to watch him running amok. Welcome back, Matthew Meinzer.
Hey, thanks a lot, Wally. It's good to be here again.
Sorry, that wasn't maybe my best intro, but I didn't write anything down, I just thought we'd freewheel it today.
Sounds good.
So you sent me you've been on before, and it was interesting because you told me about Argentine hockey
Yeah.
and the culture you guys are building down there. But then you sent me that there's a documentary. What was it on? Prime?
Yeah, and it's called This Is Hockey. Um, in Canada, it's on Prime.
Right.
In the United States, it's on ESPN Plus and Hulu, and in the rest of the world, it's on YouTube for free.
YouTube for free, eh? Is it getting some views?
Yeah, the YouTube links are really blowing up. Like, because there's an episode about Chile, Mexico, Puerto Rico, Jamaica, Brazil, Colombia, and Argentina. So there's a
Right.
lot of episodes, and it's getting a lot of traction everywhere. So
Well, I
good.
didn't know anything about the hockey down there, or those places, and I had talked to you about it, and I pictured it just from discussing it, but then I guess seeing the video coverage, it's probably better than just talking to me, eh?
Well, I finally get to, besides my cell phone videos, I finally get to show people
What you're
what it
doing.
is that's on. Yeah. So there's actually something that you can go on and see it.
It's
It's
pretty
nice.
neat they made that though, eh?
Yeah. Uh, th- it's I don't know. It was like out of the blue. The guy calls me, and uh, he just tells me like, hey, we want to do a documentary about what's going on down there, and I started sending him links to other people around South America, and so it just started blowing up, and then when it came out, I was surprised. I was amazed at how great the quality was, and they're good storytellers, so they really, they got everyone a little bit emotional, so
It
very cool.
was it was really cool. And I guess that you talking about it's one thing, but seeing it's different. And I always say in hockey it takes everybody to win, but in that episode you can tell everybody that's in the hockey community around there is pitching in to make it happen, eh?
Oh yeah, yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, you got if you're not a coach, you're a Zamboni driver, or you're a fan. Everyone kind of puts it all together.
And you guys have some pretty neat tournaments down there, eh?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. The most famous one is the Copa Fin del Mundo, or the End of the Earth Cup. That's the most famous tournament. But we have groups of expats and people from the United States and Canada come down to visit. We play a local tournament against them, or we also have the international tournament with the guys from up north in the country. And so, but yeah, it's been something. Like, everyone works really hard for these few tournaments a year to really just blow it up.
And I think in that video it says you guys only have ice for like a few months a year, right?
Yeah, and that's why being in Buffalo right now isn't hurting me too much in the pro shop either. So I'm at home visiting because we only have ice June, July, and August, and some of September.
Oh, you're the opposite.
Yep, because we're at the other side of the earth.
Right. That okay. I'm learning, every day.
Yeah, we're the last stop before Antarctica.
Right. And that makes sense because I remember the Australian League, which is also down there. Their season's in the summer too.
Yeah.
It's all making sense now that I talk out loud, eh?
Yeah, right.
So, I guess to give people the background though is we hooked up because somehow you remembered my name from playing in Syracuse, New York, when I played briefly for the Syracuse Crunch and never registered a point, but I did get in a fight once. But somehow we got hooked up that way, and you're from New York, and then you ended up in Argentina making hockey sticks.
Yep. Yeah. I used to write down. I watch all kinds of hockey. I'm actually watching a game right now. But
You're a
I used
hockey
to.
nerd, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, me
But
too.
yeah,
I
I just
just like
write.
talking
I
about
just
it.
I don't remember. Maybe it was the fight, or maybe it was something else that made me write your name down. But I always have a book full of names and stuff written down, and and I was flipping through my old paperwork and I saw your name. I was like, I wonder what he's doing, and you're doing a podcast.
Right. Yes, I guess I am. Haven't stopped yet.
Yeah. Oh, we're listeners. I have it on at my pro shop. All the time. So
Oh, that's cool.
we're we're
Um,
always listening.
yeah, it's weird when like I have you on and then all of a sudden people from your neck of the woods start following along and then I see some of their pictures and then just makes the world very small doing this.
Yeah. The and hockey is already a small world, right? So I'm just got to connect everyone together.
Bringing people together is fun when you have the similar interests. So, what are you doing back in Buffalo?
Well, back right now, I'm just first time in 10 years visiting my family. I got to see my mom and dad, and
First time in
uh,
10 years? That's
yeah,
got to be
man.
tough on the parents too. I can't imagine not seeing my kids for 10 years.
Yeah, it was, I didn't know what I was doing when I first left. I was like, oh, I'm gonna go for a little while, and then the little while just kept turning into another year. Then I got married, so
Well, and
yeah,
traveling's not cheap either.
no, no, especially on the Argentine peso right now, the peso's not good. So it took us years to save up for this trip to come back to visit.
All right, so you're making it worthwhile then, I guess.
Oh yeah, so yeah, that's why I stayed a little extra. I'm playing in a beer league with my uncle, my cousin, my brother. So that's really cool, and getting
That
to catch
it'd
up
be
with old
fun to get
friends.
back on the ice together, eh?
Oh yeah, it's fantastic. Just hitting a crisp pass with my brother. How cool is that? Just haven't done that in forever.
Yeah, I guess watching you play in that documentary and like the culture around there, it must be different going back to Buffalo and playing beer league.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, because especially I'm the coach of that team, and I've been playing with those boys now for 6 years straight. So we have a very tight tactic that we play. Our strategy is I know where they are. I'm going to play beer league with these guys. I don't know where anyone's going. I'm lost
There's
out
some bad
there,
habits out there, eh?
standing there with the puck going, where is everyone? But no, it's been good though. Now I'm a few weeks in, so now I'm starting to pick up the what's going on in the team.
So then when do you head back to Argentina?
I'm heading back the first week of March. So
So then I guess your hockey season's only June, July, August. So how often are you making a batch of hockey sticks?
well, that's why I'm going back. I have 3 months for March, April, and May. We do all of our dry land training. We get do all our roller hockey, get everyone warmed up for the ice season. Also, that's when I get back to work, building hockey sticks. I have to build some other furniture and clean up my skate sharpener and all that stuff too, and get everything ready for the season. So it'll be a perfect 3 months before the ice season starts.
So when you get back, it's go time.
Yeah, exactly. It's just we get jump right into it.
Yeah.
I got to
It's
work off these chicken wings too. I got to work these off. I've
I
been home
guess
eating chicken.
Buffalo is the home of the chicken wing, isn't it? Um, yeah, my under 13 boys, we've had quite the year. We I understand why you love coaching so much and helping kids down there because I love it around here. We've been in 5 tournaments total. We won 3 of them and lost in the finals at 2 of them. So we've been in the
Oh,
final game for all 5, which is it's good experience for the kids. And then we rolled through regular season pretty good. I think we were 16, 2, and 3 or something. And then we get into playoffs, and our first game of playoffs just laid an egg, man. Like a team we've been beating, we lost 7-2.
oh, bummer.
Is that that's the coach's fault, eh?
I don't know. I mean,
Or
did you
sometimes it
adjust?
just happens.
Yeah, sometimes it just happens. I mean, sometimes it's not your day, but
Maybe it's time to
you
move
gotta,
on.
you gotta adjust in the middle of a game sometimes, and even that won't do it. Maybe they're just off that day, you know. It just is what it is.
Well, it was interesting. We were rolling along like we have been. We were up 1-0 in the first. It's right at the end of the period. There's 15 seconds left in the period, and we get a break, 3-on-2 the other way. And I'm like, okay, here we go, 15 seconds. We got time to make something happen here. Well, skate right at the D-man, turn it over at the blue line. They come back, and with 2 seconds left on the clock, tie it up 1-1. And then all of a sudden, the first period ends not 1-0, but 1-1, and it was a turnover at a blue line, and it was a bad one, and it changed the game. And then the next shot went in, and then it was 2-1, and then all of a sudden it just got away from us. And I was like, well, you're in playoffs. You can't do that anymore. You can't. We
Yeah,
we haven't done that all year. Why are we doing it now? You know?
yeah.
Mm, playoffs.
Sometimes, yeah, sometimes you need that adversity during the season, you know, so you got the mistakes out of the way, you know.
Right. Yeah. Well, hopefully, yeah, it wasn't nobody won a championship that first game of playoffs. It's a round robin
Right.
with 8 teams and 4 move on. So we just got to take care of business now, you know? We haven't lost
Yep,
anything
absolutely.
yet.
Right
Yeah.
on.
But the coaching thing can really get you, eh, when you build like a relationship with the kids you're coaching.
Yeah, full for sure. I mean, and you feel responsible, you know, like you feel like it's your fault when it doesn't work out, you know, and
Hmm.
yeah, I still have for the last 4 years, the girls have been getting second place every year in the tournament. Every year they get second place. We just can't break that, you know, and get that gold, you know, in the Copa Fin del Mundo. And I feel like it's my fault, you know, like I feel like it's
Mm,
something I should be doing to help them, you know, get past that.
there's something else we could have done to make it happen. I know what you mean.
Yeah, yeah,
There's a lot of different things you can do when you get out on the ice, you know?
yeah, that's for sure.
And off the ice. It's
Yeah.
like, did I do enough off the ice? Did we have enough team parties and get-togethers? Did we, shave each other's heads enough? Like, things like that.
I don't think girls want me shaving their heads. I don't think that's fair.
No, you probably shouldn't do that. Um, do you got any questions for me? Well, I got one. So when you got back to the States, you got back to Buffalo, what was the first thing you needed to do?
Oh, actually, the very first thing, because
Or
I didn't
eat,
bring any.
sorry.
Yeah, there you go. I didn't bring any clothes with me because I needed to buy all new clothes. Clothes in South America, not to be whatever about it, but it's hard to find the sizes of things that fit and like this quality that you want. So
Hmm.
first thing I did was I went to buy some boots, some pants, a hoodie. My brother gave me this beer league, his beer league hat. Went to B Sharp in Ottawa, the pro shop in Ottawa, and he got me into a pair of true skates and a whole bunch of stuff for the pro shop. I'm super grateful for Joe B Sharp. And then I went right to Mighty Taco to get Buffalo fast food tacos.
Buffalo fast food tacos, and what's the place called?
Called Mighty Taco. It used to be a place like drunk people food at midnight, you know, 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, and now
Yeah.
it's a chain. It's a chain, so now it's a
Is it
bigger
mainly
thing.
in New York? 'Cause I don't think I've heard of this.
It's only in Buffalo. There's maybe 9 places.
And this thing could grow, eh, if we keep talking about it.
Yeah, I don't think they want to. I think they had their chance, you know, but I don't think they want to. I think they're just going to stay as a Western New York thing.
Well, and yeah, keeping things like in the family is a thing too, right? Not getting too big.
Well, yeah, I mean that's what happened to Timmy Hose, you know.
Mm,
He
it's
got
like
too
it's
big, and
like
now it's
it's
become
it's
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 right.
like 2 ales and hockey tales. I still do this for free because I like it and it's
Yeah,
fun and entertaining, and it makes me
yeah,
laugh
no,
and
for sure.
smile.
Yeah,
Hmm.
no, yeah, it's and there's, I mean, why else? Why else would I be, you know, still living in South America, like coaching hockey? You know, it's these kids like they deserve it too, you know. And it's not for the money. It's for the good times and having a good life, you know. Like not
Mm.
everything is
Doing what you enjoy.
not everything is zeros, you know. Sometimes you need some everything else in there.
Well, it's true though, right? Money is just money. It doesn't bring happiness.
Yeah.
Mm. Right. I remember, I guess that's how we hooked up was when I went to Syracuse and I was going through some old stuff and my parents had saved my first paycheck from the Columbus Blue Jackets when I went to Syracuse and it was for like a couple $100 or whatever just to drive there, the gas money or something. And they saved it, but it's a Columbus Blue Jackets check. And I remember when they started paying me to play hockey and I thought this is this is crazy. Like this is what I've been doing my whole life because I love it. And now you're gonna pay me money to do it.
Yeah, I feel like that when I'm coaching, like I mean I'm only making like $3 an hour, but
Mm, you're
I get
making a lot
paid to
more
be
than
on the
me.
ice. I get paid to be on the ice, and so I love that, and it's kind of like there's no excuse that way, like it's not like, oh, I can just take a day off. Like, no, I can't. It's a job too, I have to treat it like it's a job also,
Hmm.
it kind of holds me accountable also. I don't need it, but it helps, I guess.
Yeah, it's like coaching minor hockey, that everybody that does it, everybody that's on the bench, in Ontario, well, I guess in Toronto it's different. They can pay coaches in Toronto, I guess, because anybody that plays hockey in Toronto has big bucks. But around here, it's all volunteers. And like we don't get paid to do it. We actually pay a lot of money to coach. Like how much it costs in gas, the hotels, and then getting your kid registered and paying for their equipment. Like it costs a lot of money to do it. And it's weird how many memories and how much fun it's brought to my life, but also how much money it's cost me to have that much fun.
Yeah, no kidding, right? I guess I'm lucky in that there is only one rink in South America, so there's no travel games. I know where the rink is and I can walk there.
You knew where to set up shop, eh? Well, it's like today, it's weirder out here, man. The kids never go to school because every day is a snow day. And our practice was canceled today because the roads are all closed. Every road around here is closed because of the snow. And it's like, and then our games have to be in by a certain day. And it's like, well, how are we going to fit in all these games when nobody's allowed to drive?
Oh, right.
It's a problem.
Yeah, it's actually it hasn't stopped snowing now for I think 3 weeks now in Buffalo. Every day it snowed, so it's piling up, man. I have nowhere to put it anymore.
It's been quite the winter, and I just hope we get to play our games because after our difficult game, I was really looking forward to having a practice before we played again. But that was canceled, and now I just hope we get to play tomorrow. It's like let's do this.
Right.
Hmm.
Well, yeah, I guess it's one of those winters like was it El Nino and La Nina, like those waves in the changing of temperatures. It's been warm for the last 3 or 4 years, so I think we're gonna have another 3 or 4 years of cold.
Mm, yeah,
I think.
maybe. Your Spanglish is pretty good, eh?
Gracias.
So I find it interesting, the more you do things, the better you get at them. It's like playing hockey, you review your performance, or like for me, when I was on a power play, you like review what you did and what worked and what didn't. Um,
Right.
how is it making hockey sticks? Are you getting better at it? Because you sure look dialed in that documentary.
Yeah, actually, I have gotten better. I think, well, not to bring it up again, but I think the year of COVID actually gave me a lot of free time to test, and try different things, uh, and that really set me up in the right direction. But since then, yeah, I've gotten better. The blades have gotten thinner. I know the limits now, like the limit of how thin I can make it to keep it strong. Like the
The
balance of
balance of being
making good sticks
sturdy
and
but light. Eh?
yes, right, and
Mm.
and thin enough that you can still do the Michigans and all the,
Oh, are those punks doing it down there too?
yeah, man, you got to keep the kids interested. They see it on TikTok or whatever, and
Oh,
then the coach Matt, can you do that? I'm like, yes, I can. So
hmm.
you got to show
Um,
them.
I know, but I don't want my team and players watching TikTok to figure out how to play hockey. I want them playing old school, and that turnover at the end of the first, well, it was my son, and he's been raised different than that. And when he did it, he looked right at me right after they scored with 2 seconds left. Uh, I just looked at him and he looked at me and I was like you know what it takes to win. You know how to win, and that's not it. And
Yeah,
then our team paid the price for it. And I just you got to learn from that. But the TikTok stuff in the Michigans, and it's like, well, did you watch Canada play USA? Was anybody trying the Michigan in that game? You know, and hockey hasn't changed when it comes down to winning championships. It's whoever tries hardest and mucks it up the hardest, plays it
that's
the
true.
right way, and it isn't doing fancy shit.
That's true. I mean, I'm just glad that they're watching hockey at all because before I got there, they weren't watching hockey wasn't even a thing. It wasn't accessible. And with more access to different things now, like the PWHL is for free on YouTube, so the women are all watching hockey around the world, and so if at any time they're actually watching hockey, I don't care if it's a TikTok, to be honest. Like I'm just happy they're watching hockey in South America,
Right,
whatever it
that's true. Yeah.
is.
It's neat when I had you on before, and then I was getting sent pictures from people down there of like that outdoor rink, not the one like the actual rink, but like that pond that
Yeah,
you gotta hike to or whatever. That's quite the
yeah.
spot, eh?
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of them. I think the Laguna Esmeraldas, which is the Emerald Lake. I think that's one of the most beautiful spots. But it's a 3.5 hour hike in the snow. Might take you 4 hours, and then you got to shovel it off after that. So but yeah, it's worth it though. You leave really bright and early in the morning, and you have to get home before dark, which sun sets at like 5:30. So
You really like
yeah,
hockey, eh?
yeah.
Yeah. Um, it must be neat watching it grow in front of your eyes down there, eh?
I think the most fun part is we're creating the culture, because there wasn't one. So the way we act, the way that, if we do something, the kids want to copy us. So we have to really be careful of how we present ourselves, but at the same time, we're kind of creating what the hockey culture is. So when someone sends me a fight video, I'm like, yeah, but that's the NHL. You're seven,
Right. Yeah,
like
you
we're
don't.
not there yet, but
Yes.
we get to guide it in the right direction, and it's not just me. Like there's a lot of people like working to get this done, and in Buenos Aires with roller hockey, and down with me coaching. I have other assistant coaches and guys who were started before I even got there. The original coaches had never even worn skates when they started, but they wanted to teach a new activity, a winter activity at the end of the earth, and so they started as gym coaches, and then it turned into hockey. And but I think they set up the mentality, the lifestyle first. Like we're good people first, and then we play hockey. And I think I just kind of jumped into that and just kept that going, and like knock on wood, but we don't have hockey parents that scream at referees, that scream at kids, that yell at other parents. We don't have that. They all just say, "Go Johnny," like hooray, goal. There's no
It's cheering.
Yeah, it's just cheering. There's no one screaming at a ref or come on, coach, or come on, kid, or shoot, pass. No one's screaming even like shoot. It's just yay. Awesome. It's so awesome.
I agree with you. And yeah, for the most part, that's the culture I always want. It's like I remember growing up and there were guys that because they were good at hockey, they thought they were special. They thought they were better than people and they acted that way. And I
Yeah.
never understood it. And then um like when I'm coaching these kids, it's like I don't tell them I played hockey really. I don't do it. I just go coach the game and coach them. But it's like you guys have each other's backs on and off the ice, and we're good people. And when we're up, we don't celebrate like crazy. You act like you normally do it. But like when it is time to celebrate a big goal, it is. But you don't rub it in teams' faces when you're up big, and you don't, you know, you play the right
Yeah.
way. And I do think that's part of how I'm able to do this and get so many people on I played with and against is because we respected each other when we played each other.
Yeah. And I think that's part of that teaching that also is when someone does send me a clip on Instagram or something, I have to explain it, like, yeah, but they went out for pizza after the game, like, or whatever. Like they're battling hard for the game, but they don't hate each other. It's not enemies. It's on the ice and off the ice is separate. And explaining that to like raising kids right, is and especially trying to do it in Spanish. Like it's it's definitely interesting and it's a lot of fun.
Oh, that sounds exciting. And then I know you reached out to me, and I don't know many people in the junior game around, but I guess I just not in that level right now. I'm more under 13 right now. But you see any kids that have the potential to do things down there?
Well, yeah. I mean, the national selection team is doing great. We're just missing a roof over the rink to move into the higher rankings of the IIHF. I mean, we would not compete with Canada, United States, but
Right.
I think we would get ourselves up into the B. I think we would get into the B. We just can't because we don't have a roof on the rink, aren't legally, according to the International Ice Hockey Federation or whatever law, we're not allowed to yet. So,
These
but
are
there are great hockey
these are
players.
pretty strong words. So you're saying that like I just had the coach of Team Israel on. Are you saying you can compete with Team Israel?
Oh, for sure.
Really?
Well, that's without a doubt. Yeah. I just
Really?
had
Strong
two of
words
my
here today.
yeah, two of our 15-year-olds are on their way back from Swiss right now. Yeah, from Suecia. I'm sorry, I can't say it in English. I'm thinking Suecia.
Switzerland?
No, yeah, Switzerland. Yeah,
There it is.
Switzerland. And a few of our other alumni just got back from playing juniors in Canada, and we have others now. Owen Hayek just came back from Spain, and they get back together. They play. They go on these to the tournaments. The next tournament I think is in LA. It's going to be Colombia, Argentina, Mexico. I can't remember. I think Puerto Rico, but the Puerto Rican team's mostly kids from New York and Florida. Argentine team has half Canadian Americans as well, but the other half is Argentine players. But yeah, it's growing quickly. It's not going to stop. Like
So you
the
need a
few
roof on the
people,
rink.
yes, the few people who do play the sport in all of South America, like you have to remember how much you really have to love it to do it in a place where you literally can't even buy equipment. You know what I mean? To do it in a place where you spend everything you have to go to these tournaments and to fly to these places to go play. Um, like for example, I have 150% import tax. So $100 stick is now 250 before I even get it. And I'm only making like 150 to 200 a week for 70 hours of work. So to buy hockey sticks, an entire week's pay, and I still have to pay rent and I still have to eat.
Hmm.
So now these kids, like they're doing the same thing. That's part of why I'm bringing back carbon fiber so I can fix broken sticks and stuff like that. Like if you play hockey in South America, you really, really love hockey.
Right.
Like the kids go paint the lines on the rink the first week the rink opens. We drive the Zamboni around, and the kids come. Give them paintbrushes and buckets, and they paint the lines on the ice.
It makes them more invested in it too, though. And I to me, it's weird coaching kids and also seeing other minor hockey teams and how they do it. But like the kids that go home or the kids that show up and like love it, like love being there, and like you see how happy they are to be with their team and be at hockey, they play
Yeah,
better. But then I also find the ones that love it that much, they go home and shoot pucks and they go home and practice. They go home and watch hockey and they don't just play Fortnite and look at their phones and do nothing. And the ones that actually like love it the most and care the most, they are the ones that progress the most. And it's not about mommy and daddy putting them in hockey schools. Sorry, hockey school people, but it's up to the kid. If the kid wants it, and then also it does help if their hockey team is the right culture, that then they love it. So then they go home and practice more and then they get better at it.
it's true. I mean, yeah, I agree 100%. You know, it's not to say that I had a bad time coaching when I was coaching in New York City or in Buffalo, but I felt that some of the like I can't say the majority, but most like a lot of the kids were forced to be there because their parents loved hockey or
Right.
you
And what
know
age was
and
that?
at the time in New York, I was coaching the mites and squirts, but also doing power skating and everything else for all ages in the club.
You get the real young
Um,
ones. There's definitely the kids that have no interest in hockey and haven't been able to tell their parents, like, I don't want to do this.
and the crazy thing was like our under 18 was actually we built a pretty awesome culture there. A lot of those kids are now either drafted or playing or I've there's kids in Harvard, Penn State, Michigan State, drafted to the Ottawa Senators, to the Rangers, to the New Jersey Devils,
And you're still in
and they're all
contact with these people that you know this and from coaching
oh
under
yeah,
eight in New York and you're in Argentina?
oh yeah, no, I keep in touch with all the old parents and
Yeah,
all
that's
yeah.
cool.
But
Um,
yeah, like we built a really good culture there, and I think part of it was coaching the parents how to be hockey parents and coaching the kids how to play because I made rules like if I hear you say anything to a referee, to a kid or anything, I don't want you back in the rink. And during practice, you have to stay in the lobby. I don't even want you on the ice. Like, and I made these rules, I set them, and I held it, and I didn't allow anyone to break them. And because of that, like we were at every game 2 hours before games, an hour and a half to do warm ups, and they bought in. So I
mm,
think that helped build the future of them as hockey parents and as hockey players for the rest of their lives. I think.
I totally agree with you. And it's interesting as like a volunteer, some of the conversations you have to have because I've had a couple about like ice time or line mates and why doesn't he play with
Mm,
him or him? And it's like, well, that's just not how I see it now. And we're a team and we're just doing what's best for the team. But then also the negativity in the crowd. I remember there was a team I had and I have my parent
yeah,
meeting at the start of the year and I say like negativity is exhausting and like you don't need to be saying negative things about other kids in the crowd because everybody can hear you and there's no reason for it. We should be cheering each other on. And
yeah,
then it was like the next game, I hear that there's chitter chatter up in the crowd. And then I had told the parents, like, when it's practice time, like, stay away from the room. Like, we're around the room. We got this. Like, you guys go be the parents, and we're around the room. But then there was some people still hovering. And then one of them was a guy that, like, I had heard was chitter chattering, and he's standing there. And I was like, well, guess I got to have this conversation. And I was like, so we just had this parent meeting. Like, I just talked about it. And I'm like, I hear like the first game. I'm like, can we stop that now? I'm like, because um it's not going to help our season. And, um never heard
yeah,
another thing about it really at all. And
yeah,
he did buy in and just the person I'm talking about, just his son may have been one of the most improved players in Ontario that year and he's a player and it was pretty neat to watch. The you know sometimes you got to nip some things in the bud right away, right?
yeah. No, and I used to have that as well. But one of the other rules, maybe I don't know if you can use it, but after a game, if a parent had something they really had to say to me, I tell them there's a 24-hour rule. Like if you're still as mad as you are in 24 hours, write me an email. I'll respond to your email. And
I
generally,
there is a 24-hour rule around here and it's supposed to be enforced. But well like I playing hockey and being like what I've done is people get passionate about it. They get upset and there's teammates that have screaming FU matches and sorting things out. And actually in my parent meeting at the start of the year, I said, I'm supposed to tell you there's a 24-hour rule, but I actually am an open door and you can talk to me whenever you want. I'm like, but don't do it in front of the kids. I'm like, but
yeah,
you
right,
can
right.
talk to me whenever you want and I'll talk to you. And if you have questions about why things happen, you might not like the answer, but like, I'll tell you why I did it because there's a reason, you know?
No, right on. Yeah. Yeah, just gotta find what works in the culture of the room, and just gotta stick to it, whatever it is. and
I
it's
I
yeah,
I like seeing my kids become hockey guys, that they want it for themselves. It's not me,
yeah,
like they want it. And it was weird how we laid such an egg that last game because I have my meeting 30 minutes before the game and then they go do their warm up and we have a routine. And there was no board, so I went in to put the board in with the starting lineup 3 minutes before my meeting, and every kid was sitting there in their spot, quiet, focused, ready. And I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna come back in 3 more minutes, but it looks like you guys are ready." And I found it neat when I knew that like they cared and they were focused and ready. And then it's weird when a team goes out and doesn't play the way you expect them to, but hey, that's hockey, right?
yep.
Mm.
I mean,
Just
yeah,
have
I
to be
mean,
better next time, eh?
yeah, I mean, look at this tournament that's going on right now. Like who, like like the tonight's a throwaway game. USA and and Sweden's a throwaway game, I guess, because USA is already in. But we have to wait for the next game. And was that could Canada not get past the defense, the 1-2-2 of United States, or we're going to see a completely different game on Thursday? I think we're going to see a completely different game.
Uh,
I mean,
I think uh I think in that tournament in the first game, every player was ready to play. And I thought people may not understand why they're fighting right off the hop, but it's showing their teammates, showing everybody how into it they are and ready to go and what they
yeah,
will do to win. And I appreciate it from both sides of the puck. And I thought everybody in that game played well. But I've been saying it for years. The USA is going to be better than Canada at hockey. They have better facilities, they have more people, they have more money, and they have better coaches. And all these NHL coaches that went to these cities and then are raising families there are now coaching minor hockey and helping out. And they're hockey dudes that are now teaching kids that never had hockey coaches before. And I've seen this coming for years. And like I'm from Canada, so I want Canada to win, but like I think another 10 years, it's you know.
yeah. Well, I mean, at the same time, like I really want to see the rest of the world come, start joining in. That's part of why when this documentary came around, I was like, I definitely want to get in on this, and just help promote the fact that there are hockey in other places, and it has nothing to do with wanting to eventually, take over United States or Canada and be better than them. It's the idea of just bringing more people into the conversation, and
Well, I mean, like
I mean,
it's obviously done a lot for your life, and like for me, it was weird when it came to an end and I moved back here, and you got to transition to the real world. You forget about all the things it did bring you. But like now that I look back on it and I've started this and I'm coaching kids and like hockey's given me pretty well
yeah,
everything, you know?
right. No, yeah, I mean, I was, I can't remember a time that I wasn't involved in some form of hockey, and I think that it has a lot to do with that, like that it's given me back so much, and I've met so many people through it, and I mean, it's how I traveled the world. I traveled the world through hockey, and ended up, in somewhere I'd never thought I would ever be, and now that's why I'm trying to get that for these kids, like maybe they can use hockey as their vessel to go see other places in the world, besides where they were born. I
Traveling
think
the
that,
world is a thing and it teaches you a lot, you know?
oh yeah, I really believe that that's to keep your mind open, trying new foods, meeting new cultures, new people, and I think that really saves you a lot from being a little bit ignorant.
It saves you from being ignorant and thinking you're right when you actually don't know what all the options are.
Yeah. No, I've
Um,
had that. I've
but
had
then
that
you can
conversation.
find what is home, right? Like you do
Yeah.
find what you found your home, and this sure feels like home around here. And what one thing that's really cool for me actually is I'm having a golf tournament May 24th in Kincardine, Ontario, Canada. And I moved here not really knowing anybody. And meet the CEO of my company at a Boston pizza in town, and then end up chit-chatting with him. He then hires me, worked for him now for almost a decade, and he called me the other day because he's smarter than to live with all the snow in the winter. So he's in California, which makes sense. So he calls me and I'm like, I'm waiting until I see it in person, but like I, I'm having this golf tournament and it's the hockey podcast I'm doing, and I'm like, but it's going to be a lot of Canucks, a lot of Ripley Wolves, and a lot of the people around town that will come, I hope. And I'm like, I don't want other sponsors. I want you to be the sponsor. I'm like, you're my guy. And he's like, yeah, I'm in.
Right,
What do you want? What do you want to do? And
right
I was
on.
like, okay. And so we're going to raise money for the local hospital, and that my CEO has my back doing this and trust me to get my job done well, being myself and having fun. And then we'll sponsor my golf tournament to raise money for the hospital. It's like, man, that's fun
That's
shit.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. It warms my heart.
Yeah. And yeah, and the amount of people who've reached out and helped with helping grow hockey down in Argentina as well through for example, I'm selling T-shirts and stuff that all helps go towards that, and with, like I said, B Sharp in Ottawa, the pro shop in Ottawa, he's been helping. He got me some new discs for the sharpener and parts for skates and parts for helmets and stuff like that. Just he just gifted me hundreds and hundreds of dollars of stuff, and like, but this is like just amazing how many people are willing to reach out and just help people that they don't even know, like they've never met these kids, they don't know the culture, they don't know the people there, and they just I guess I'm through me is I'm just kind of helping connect one side to the other, and
People
it's
helping
just been
people,
really,
it's a powerful thing.
yeah, it's heartwarming. It's yeah,
Well, it is, right? And like doing this, it's like this is like an outlet for me to be myself and remember being the hockey guy. And like, there's no real reason why I do this other than I think it's fun and I enjoy it. And it seems to make a lot of fun things happen. But it's like
yeah,
that jersey behind me is a Cardiff Centaurs jersey, and they sent me a Walton 18 jersey with my Two L's Knocky Tails logo on it. And the reasoning behind it was neat. And it was like, wow, that's really cool. And it's like, sometimes doing things for money isn't why you
yeah.
should do things.
Yeah, and even Buff State College, they've been inviting me to their extra skates, and I'm getting on the ice, skating with some university kids once a week, and I'm also playing with my brother in that beer league. They've been taking care of me like while I'm here, and yeah, it's just really cool. Like people helping people, do what they love to do,
You're
and
42
the
years
ponds are
old and you're
frozen.
playing with university kids?
Yeah, yeah, why not?
Cheevers. I don't, I'm a coach now. Playing's
I
over.
still I still have a few years, like they're they're not a D1 school, but yeah. No, it's fun. Like it's also just an open skate, it's like an extra, it's a Thursday night skate. So I get to come pretend
Hmm.
like I can still play.
I gotcha. But no, it's fun being around the game and the people that are around hockey. Um, yeah, coaching the kids really brought me back. And then doing this, it's like, yeah, I'm like a hockey guy again. But then I can still
Yeah.
do my day job. And then when they support that I do both the coaching, working, and this, it's like, okay, so like, what do you want me to do? I'll do whatever you want, you know?
Yeah, man. Yeah, and like this, it's really cool. I mean, what else can you say? Like I have so many mentors and stuff now, like that I never thought I'd have, like Glenn Miller, the guy who's helped me learn, like teaching me how to redo hockey equipment, sew palms and put goalie pads together, and just so many people reaching out and helping, and that's what I do all day now is just talk to hockey people. So I'm right where I want to be.
That makes sense. But you're still doing the carpentry?
Yeah, okay, yeah, of course, yeah.
Well, you have to do that too, right? So then
Got
you
to
can
pay the
talk to the
bills.
hockey people.
Yeah,
I understand.
yeah. Got to pay the bills, and then you get to do the rest of it. But yeah, but my pro shop is at the workshop, so I'm building something, and then someone comes in to get their skates sharpened. So I dust off for a second, and I go sharpen some skates, have a little chit chat, and then go back to building. So it's very nice.
Well, and the skate sharpener in town, I remember when I was a kid, it's like the skate sharpener in town knew everybody, you know?
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Because everybody's got to get their skate sharpened.
Yeah, I'm doing a discount this year. It's gonna be 1,000 pesos off for anyone who brings in a photo of them playing hockey that we can put on the wall. So it's like basically a dollar off sharpening. If you bring something that I can put on the wall, like if it's you or your kids or
And then decorate your
someone,
wall and it'll look great.
yep, make it a community center.
Right? That makes sense. Sounds like you're doing it right there.
I hope so.
Yeah, you can only do your best, right? Forget the rest.
Yeah, right.
So when you get back to Argentina, what's the first thing you're gonna want?
I'm gonna want one day in the woods. I gotta go camping for one day, and then they'll help me reorganize, and then I'm head right back to the
Like in a
workshop. I gotta.
tent?
Oh yeah, of course.
Like you're just gonna
No,
wander off into the forest and camp for a night?
yeah, yeah. Go for a night or two. Yeah, just walk up, disappear, come back when I'm ready. No, you don't. You're not into that?
I mean, I could do it. I don't, but I could, I guess. I
Yeah.
don't know.
That's
I don't own a tent, so I haven't thought about it. But it's a little too cold around here to do that.
oh, it's definitely too cold in Argentina or in Ushuaia, Argentina. It's definitely too cold, but you do it anyways.
Oh, okay. Well, everybody's into different stuff, right?
But yeah, but then right after that, I gotta have a big old barbecue or asado with all the boys, and that'll be like the opening. Like, all right, now after this, we're gonna start our off ice training. We have 3 months until ice, and just start
Kick off
rolling.
the season, right?
Yep, with a big old barbecue.
You need things like that, right? We kicked off our season by shaving each other's heads in under 13.
Nice.
Yeah, that's how we kicked her off. But it was also, I meant to book a hotel tournament right away, so that we could try and become a team right away and get it kicked off the right way. Because hotels can really bring a team together, man. You get kids playing mini hockey and the parents all hanging out. It really brings the hockey team together.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Hmm.
That's for sure.
Um,
Yeah, we have roller hockey. We have one roller hockey tournament before ice starts, so that'll be our kickoff.
right.
Right, I hear you.
So that's a curious question for me then, because around here, I was a big roller hockey guy.
Hmm.
Um, Roller hockey had a different vibe around the arena. It was more relaxed, it was more calm, be who you want
Yeah,
to be. Um, Ice hockey, the parents, the players, they're more on edge, more stressed out. Is it is it the same culture for roller and ice down there, or is it different
I would say it's very similar. Yeah, it's a very roller hockey feel
to
in
ice
ice
hockey?
hockey as well. Yeah,
Hmm. I could see
it's
that.
very chill, very chill. Yeah,
Yeah, because it was different in North America, and I enjoyed the roller hockey. I started playing it pretty heavily when once I turned like 13, 14, and then got like right into it. And it was a different feel, a different vibe around the rink,
yeah,
and it's also summer too.
yeah, yeah. That's true.
People
Yeah,
might
like
be happier in the summer, I
the
guess.
actually the competition for roller hockey is much stronger in South America because there is only the one ice rink. There's a lot more roller hockey, so it's actually a good kickoff to the season. I think it's in May. I think it's 2 weeks before ice. We travel up to I think Buenos Aires, but it could be somewhere else, and play one roller hockey tournament and come back and start ice hockey season. So,
Okay,
but
so
it's
Chris Frank,
I
who
mean,
played at Western Michigan University with me,
yeah,
he is a minor hockey coach out in Washington, USA. I think Washington, not DC, the other one. But anyways, he enjoys my question for everybody on here. What is your favorite drill at practice as a player or a coach?
hmm.
Because we try to
Um,
learn new drills so then we can be better coaches for our kids.
I think I'm really liking I like when we work on flow drills that really start to get things going. Like I like doing two defensemen on each side, and the free forwards. You do a breakout, and then you do a 3-on-2 or a 5-on-2. I really like those.
Like full ice breakout, dump it
Yeah,
in,
like,
breakout,
and
three on
because
two.
then you can, because you can also change it into a neutral zone breakout, or you can do one deep breakout, one neutral zone breakout, and
Yeah, I know
you can
what you're talking
change
about.
it up. So it's a flow, breakout, 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 go.
Well, it's
Like I
all
like
like
those.
it's a lot of the structure you need when you're get as a team you're getting the puck. And
Yeah,
I do that. When we're gearing up for something, I'll do that. The one I usually do is like because I don't they're not really ready to like zip it to the other D and then like regroup. And it's like, okay, let's just break out 3-on-2 down,
right.
regroup 3-on-2 down, breakout 3-on-2 down, next line. But
Yeah,
it gets them into going back, getting the puck, move it up, getting in there. I understand what you're saying.
yeah. I enjoy it because if you do the three regroups, like, or the three breakouts, the forward and the wingers have to like switch positions,
Well,
so you
because
don't
the
just go
right
in and
winger and
stop.
left winger aren't on the right sides once you pass it to the other
Right.
D.
Right. So it teaches them also at the same time that you're not always the left winger, or you're not always a center. We could be doing a cycle and you could end up somewhere else, and you have to be able to adjust. I feel like that helps them realize, like, to cover for each other and to stay more awake, to stay more attentive.
Mm.
Like, oh, someone's coming to my spot, I have to go to theirs, or you know what it is.
I do. I find I watch hockey differently now as a coach than a player. I used to watch. Well, I always was watching the game, but I would really focus on other team when I'd be playing in pro in Germany or whatever. I would watch the other team's power plays, and obviously as a
Yeah,
penalty killer or just while it's on the bench. And like you see which teams have the best power plays in the league, and you're like, so what are they doing? Like, why
yeah,
is this working? And then you see what they have and how they do it. And I would get so into it, but coaching kids now, like you see it in under nine, like every every single guy on the ice is reading and reacting off of what just happened. And like I find hockey players have to be very adaptive because it's like, well, did that guy fall down? Did that guy pinch and he shouldn't have? Do I need to get
yeah,
back faster? Do I need to stay up here? And everybody is trying to look and read off each other to figure out where they need to go. And it's a lot of it's just instinct. It's like when I'm coaching, there's no yelling and telling people what to do. I just watch them play and then give them feedback.
yeah, yeah. I believe that too. Like, there's very few times where I catch myself screaming off the bench at our players, like at my players. Like, it's in
You
general,
screaming at
yeah,
the other kids.
yeah, or the referee.
Oh,
No,
yeah, no, I know. I understand.
but
Sometimes they can upset you.
yeah, yeah. It's hard, like, because referees here are learning also. There's no referee federation, so
They're
they kind
not
of,
taking any coach or refereeing courses to do it.
right, they kind of just help each other learn, and then there's a shortage of referees even here, so it's just anybody who can help out, and we teach them the basics. And yeah, so I
And
mean,
see what
everyone,
happens.
so there's no reason to yell at a referee, like, anytime, but especially here, like, they didn't they don't even know what they're doing. So, and I feel bad if they hear that, but you know what I mean. Like,
Well, but it is what it is. They have to
they're
get
learning too.
experience to learn. Yeah.
So
Well,
I'm
what's
really
weird for
yelling at
me is
them.
the ones
I'm
in
helping them.
some of the
Is that
ones in minor hockey around here in Ontario. It's like, well, you've taken the reffing course. You have now reffed for how many years, and you do this on your weekends for not a lot of money, so you must love it. But it's like, if you're gonna love it, shouldn't you be a little bit better at it?
yeah, yeah.
Like I got a bench minor in the Silver Stick final, like the tournament. We won the game, but um there was some iffy plays, and then
Okay.
they call a penalty on my team. And then my big rig, like, literally gets hammered, like
Uh,
body checked, like smoked. And they're not calling it. And I just went, "Oh my God. Oh my God." And I put my hand in my face and just went, oh my God. And they gave me 2 minutes for that. And then all of a sudden it was 5-on-3 and it was my fault because they sucked
Oh,
at their job. And then I realized I just have to be a
turn
stone
around.
back here, right?
Yeah,
No matter how bad they suck, just shut your mouth.
yeah, that's a bummer, man.
Well, we got through the
Yeah,
kill because it should have never happened. That ref sucked. I hope he's
well,
listening.
the hockey god, the hockey gods set things straight sometimes.
Well, they
They're
do.
watching.
I think if I shouldn't have been yelling and screaming, and actually I wasn't yelling and screaming. I never yelled anything at him. I put my hands in my face and said, "Oh my God." And
Yeah,
that's when you kill the penalties. But when you turn it over with 15 seconds left in the period, up 1-0 for no reason, then you get scored on.
right.
Right?
Yep. That's the hockey god balance right there.
That's how it works out. Didn't you? You were the one that sent this to me, or somebody did. When you came on, you were talking about some guy at the Buffalo Arena back in the day. I played as a novice player. Mike Bauman's dad set up this trip, who is on my All Ontario champion Woolwich team in Elmira, Ontario, who is going to play in my golf tournament. But his dad set up a bus trip to Buffalo, and we got to play in the intermission of the Sabres versus San Jose Sharks in the old Buffalo Coliseum. Didn't you tell me a story about a guy that knew how to hockey back in the day, where he was like the arena guy, but he knew how to get a puck to bounce out in front of the net?
Yeah, he would hip check the boards when the puck was rimming around, and he knew how to like bounce the puck back into play and like change direction. And yeah,
See, it takes
I don't know if
everybody to
you
win, eh?
I don't know if you've ever seen, there was a fight in Buffalo once where the Zamboni doors opened and they piled off into the Zamboni room and had a fight off the ice. Yeah, he opened the door.
So that could happen.
Yeah,
He's an enabler.
yeah. He
He's trying to get people to really play hockey.
he owned the pro shop in town for my whole life, and now his son does. So they're still a part of the community.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
Oh, but I hear that stuff. I think it's just so hockey when you're playing an NHL game and there's an arena guy that knows how to get the puck to bounce out front.
yeah, that's good stuff, huh?
Yeah. So you gave me your favorite drill as a coach. Is it the same as a player,
Yeah, I enjoyed those drills because
actually?
you get a lot of puck movement really quick. Breakout, go. Breakout, go. And as the one group's entering the zone, the new group goes out, and just like I really like those drills. I like any kind of flow drill.
Mm,
And I also like as a player I like doing set play face offs.
yeah.
Because like you set up a play with your team, like, yeah, if we win the face off, we're gonna do this, and if they win the face off, we're gonna do this. And I
S-
enjoy those too.
So if you're coaching a team, how many face-off plays would you have? Because I'm just randomly asking because I watched a different minor hockey practice the other day,
Yeah,
and they went through 4 or 5 different face-off options. And I thought that was a lot for the age group.
yeah,
Where mine is like, there's not a lot of set things, but you're going to flip sides and you're going to come over the top. You're going to go this way. And then, let's get it to the net. But like, I
right.
thought there was also too much.
We practice three, even with the older groups, the adult groups, because I always say, like, if you guys can do these three and score on every chance, make up your own. Your line, you make up your own drill, you can do it. But if you're not perfecting these three, they're so basic. The one that everyone knows: pull it back to the D to D, crash the net. Do that perfect 10 times in a row. And if you can't, then why are you trying to add 10 more, 5 more face offs?
You got to crawl before you walk.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So I think that's something like they say, right?
I think my favorite, because the third one that I always do is the most like the weirdest, where the guy in front of the net goes behind the face off, and the guy on the other side goes to the other side, and they kind of cycle into it. So the guy in front of the net actually picks up the puck and goes into the corner, right? So
What's he
instead
doing
of
that for?
right, because what he's doing is he's setting up a triangle. They're setting up like going into the cycle right off the bat, bringing the goaltender to one side, right, to guard the corner, and now the whole front of the net's open because he can't see who's crashing in on the front of the net. It works. It might not work. Maybe it's a beer
Yeah,
league
it's not going to
special
work
type of
on
drill,
my
but
team, but you can try it out all you want.
oh yeah. Hey, I got video of it working.
Those
You ever
are
done you ever done the
so
beer league special and when you're in defensive zone and you fire the puck into the sky and try and land it on center ice?
well, I did that. I tell my wingers this quite often. It's like when I got the puck on the wall as a winger, if I can just flip it up off the boards of the glass up into the neutral zone, I'm like,
Yeah.
do you know how many assists I got in my career just
Yeah.
flipping it out into the neutral zone? Just
There's
getting it
there's
out up in the air. Because then the
yeah.
D's backing up and you got guys coming full tilt at you. And, it's a tough spot for D man. And as a forward, you're like, I love this when it's getting up in the air and I'm coming right at you.
Yeah. 2/3 of the ice has no one on it. It's just wide open space. Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I do know what you mean. But yeah, there's a lot to learn in this coaching thing, and every age group's totally different.
Yes, that's for sure.
And you've coached in a lot of different countries.
Yeah, that's for sure too.
So is each
Yeah.
one different too, just like every team's different?
Ecuador was a lot of fun. But they mostly just needed skill development. Tactics were they were not ready for anything tactical wise when I was there. They're doing a lot better now,
Just
but
have to learn how to skate and shoot.
yeah. And
You
I'm
can't have
still I
tactics until you can do that shit, right?
yeah, exactly. But I still work with a lot of people in Ecuador through Zoom and stuff like this, similar to what we're doing. Like they'll call me, hey, I need some more drills, or what do I do if we're doing this, or I've been helping them find stuff on YouTube, find different sources for like Hockey Canada book, for youth hockey learning, and they don't know where to hunt it down. And I was like, here's a link, here's a PDF file, here's a this, and so I'm still helping
There's
in
so much
Ecuador.
stuff out there if you wanted to get
Yeah.
down that rabbit hole. It's like
Yep.
I don't look at a lot of it because I know what drills were my favorite. I ask my team what their favorites are, and I try to roll with that and not. I don't want to bring in too many new drills, and there's too many that maybe are too advanced now. But when you go on YouTube, there's so much stuff out there to if you wanted to find new stuff to do.
Yeah.
And then when you have on all these shed guys and then they're all coaching and then you see what they post as like, well, I've never thought of doing that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Takes
That's
everybody though, right? To actually learn what you want to do. You got to
yeah.
know what's out there.
And like there's a phrase that I learned way back when I first started was the best coaches are the best thieves. Like you find a good drill, you use it, and then you can create it into something on your own and change it. And that's why if someone ever asks me for drills, I'm not hiding my drills. I'm an open book. If you
Well,
want,
yeah,
want
yeah,
you
you
know,
learn from each other. That's a lot part of why I love doing the podcast and I love catching up with good people. But as an aspiring coach, getting hockey guys on and gals and asking their favorite drills, asking them about hockey, I feel like it can help me be a better coach for my kids and for
yeah,
myself. And it takes people talking to you and figuring out from everybody to get the best ideas.
yeah. I
Samuel
think that
Tremblay gave me a drill that I asked what his favorite drill was, and it was from when he was in the queue and was at like training camp. And he explained it to me, and I did it at my practice.
yeah,
And all of these kids said it was their favorite drill. And then I had another coach come up to me and said, I saw you do that at practice, and I did it with my team. And he's like, I think it helped us get to the final of this tournament because it changed our
wow,
defenseman, whatever. And I'm like, really? And I'm like, and that's from doing a pod, and that's Samuel having the time for me, then telling me about this drill, and then some other guy watching our practice, and then it helps his team. And I'm like, hey, that's hockey. And it's a one-on-one drill. I don't know if
Right on.
so it was, you put the puck behind the D-man, like in front of the net,
Yep.
and then the forwards in front of him, and he has to try and block him from getting to that puck. Like,
Ah,
stick up, like just muck it up, box out. Learn how to box a guy out. And then that forward's doing whatever it takes to get to that puck, and then you play that one out, and then on the whistle, the forward gets open, and you give him another puck, and they play another one-on-one. But D-men learning how to block out a forward trying to get to the net at the age I'm working with is a thing, and it's a thing
right,
all the way to pro.
right. That's a good drill. Yeah, that's for
Mhm.
sure.
Yeah, maybe bring that to Argentina.
I will. Are you in this?
The
Are
boys
you in the
love it
small
though.
areas? Yeah. No,
I'm a
yeah. It's like,
small area guy. If we would have had practice today, if all the roads weren't closed, and after how little my team mucked it up last game, we were gonna straight muck tonight. And we were doing that drill. We were doing the one in the corner where the net's in the court, like just off the corner, and you just put guys in there and they just give her. And we were gonna do a whole bunch of mucking it up because I'm like, this is what it actually takes to win in the playoffs. And maybe you guys
yeah,
forgot and you've been passing around the four blues too much, but like this is what it actually takes.
right, right on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love small areas. And the other problem is like we don't always get the full ice surface, so I have to do
Adjust.
practice on, yeah, on 1/4 of the ice or 1/3 of the ice, or
They're
so
trying to do that to us too in Canada. But we get half ice practices, then me and the other coach are like, so we're not splitting. You got half, I got half, and I'm like, okay, cheerio, you know?
yeah,
And then when you go out there, we just have to go full tilt because we have half the time.
yeah, yeah. Like, sometimes we'll have another team on the other side or another group from our organization, but um, we have public skate during classes, and we'll have figure skating on the other side sometimes.
So they putting
Like,
pylons up or something to separate you?
yeah, like a bright orange chain on the ice. Like, that's it. And
Mm.
I'll put some 4x4s on, like where the puck could scoot out the corners, but yeah, like, there's so little ice time, that everyone's trying to, like, and think, it's actually a good problem because there's not enough ice time because there's more hockey, there's more people playing, there's more people that want the ice. So
Well, it's the same
it's
as the girls' game growing in Canada. Girls' game growing has brought so many more teams to hockey, which is awesome. But now there's no ice time.
yeah. Well, the only time that we are even allowed to have the full ice is 10 p.m., 11, and midnight. Yeah, dude. I get home at 1 in the morning every night, and then I go to work at 7 in the morning and sharpen skates until 5, and go back to the rink 7 to 1 in the morning.
So
Yeah,
I guess that's working hard, if you want to call it working hard, right? Because that's what you want to do. But it's
right.
like, I guess you're just seeing where this goes. You're not in this for yourself. Like you're not trying to make money off of this deal, but like you can keep going like that for a
Well,
while.
it would be nice. It would be nice to be able to not, like, I do still depend on people helping me and donating stuff, and it'd be nice to not need that anymore. Be a lot more, self-sufficient on that front for the entire sport. But no, I'm not trying to make $1 million. I'm just trying to enjoy
Help.
life and
Yeah.
help. Yeah. But
But
I
if
do want to
that's
be able
what
to
you enjoy, you
eventually
may as well
buy a
stay up
car.
late and do it, eh?
Yeah. I do eventually want to be able to buy a car, like that'd be nice someday. But
I, I understand.
yeah, it's just the basics.
Yeah, well, you just need what you need, right? To be
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah.
But it sounds like you're happy down there and you're having fun, eh?
Oh yeah, for sure. I can't wait to get you guys down there. You gotta come down and play with us.
Hey, my, I I don't know how that would work because traveling's expensive. But I
Not too
might
bad. Come on.
I might have a trip to Cardiff, Wales, June 14th for a hockey game that I'm not sure if I know about yet. But getting to go back for an old teammates game would be pretty neat if I was invited. And then Landshut, Germany has asked me to go back to play in a charity game in 2026 and has found a sponsor that will pay for my flight and expenses to go back 18
Wow,
years later, which is absolutely bizarre. I
that's
don't get
awesome, buddy.
it really is. So with those couple excursions on the horizon, if those happened, um, I would love to go to Ushuaia, Ushuaia,
Ushuaia, yeah.
Ushuaia, and see it for real and get to go out on the ice and muck it up with the kids. I think that would be a hoot, but you know, you
Well,
know,
yeah, we're also working on like international pond hockey tournaments and stuff, and for sure will be the only pond hockey tournament you'll ever go to that's in June or July, you know?
that's true. Hey, it'd be hard to leave here in June and July though. It's pretty nice around here
Oh yeah, of course, I know that.
then. But
Once in a lifetime, you know? You just do it one time in your life and that's it.
you know what though, I do need to, hey? Like um it would be experiencing things is the best when traveling the world and seeing things, especially things you like. And I like hockey and I like what you're doing over there. And it would be a fun trip, wouldn't it?
No, for sure, bud. And that's the friendship league comes down every year, and the first year they weren't sure, like, oh yeah, this might be fun, but now like they said we're gonna come back once, you know, and maybe we'll do it in a few years, but everyone wants it so bad that every year there's a group of people coming down now because it's that cool of a trip, man.
Oh,
People can't get enough of it.
well, it's too bad you guys don't have sponsors like Landshut Germany because, they're that they're gonna actually like pay for me to come back is just I I
That is awesome. Yeah.
it's something else because I played there one season and we went to the
Wow.
finals and almost won and lost in overtime in the final game. But that I guess it's because I'm friends with the guys that are the legends there. And I don't know. I don't understand it. I guess I didn't understand why they had a Wally night in Cardiff, and I don't understand why they bring me back to Lansing, Germany. But it means the world, you know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's because you're a good dude, buddy, and everyone wants to be around you. That's what it
I
is.
don't think so. I don't think that's
Oh,
true.
stop. You're a good guy. Come on, you know it.
But if anybody does want to play golf May 24th in Kincard, Ontario at Ainsdale Golf Course, um, I need to pay for 112 golfers, and I told the golf course I could do it. I have no idea if I actually can. But if you don't shoot your shot, you'll never know. So, if I got 112 golfers there that day, kids I've coached, parents, players I've played with, guys from wherever that I played against and with, if that many people showed up in Kincardine, Ontario in the middle of nowhere to do that, then I'm set. You know?
Yeah, I'll spread the word out here.
Yeah, you
Some of the
let the
boys out here golf.
Argentines know that there's a big golf tournament in Kincardine, okay?
No, I'm in Buffalo, bud. I'm still
Oh,
here.
right.
I got a few more
Right.
weeks.
Right, that's right. So I just keep thinking about you in Argentina because,
Yeah. Well, it's nice being home, but yeah, I want to get back. You know, it's time.
totally different, isn't it?
Yeah, it's for sure is.
It
Everything's different.
everything, totally. Do you have any questions for me before we shut it down? Since I don't have any notes, I don't know how long we've talked or what we've talked about.
No, I mean, I'm just super pumped that you're getting a chance to go back to play in Germany and stuff. That's pretty awesome. I'm pumped to hear that, even though it's next year, right? That's pretty awesome.
It's to think that that could actually happen is quite bizarre. He just wrote to me today and said, once we lock down the day of the game, we'll let you know. And I'm like, why me? And so like, there was a fan that sent me a package, and I guess it's from doing the podcast or whatever, but
Right on.
sent me posters of Landshut, Germany, a poster of me playing there, a whole bunch of stuff, but then sent me pictures or stickers of Landshut 75 year in German, but it's 75-year anniversary. And it's like, so they've had hockey for 75 years in that town.
Wow.
And they're gonna invite me back for the charity game. I
Sounds good, man.
played there 1 year. I don't know.
Everyone wants to have fun. Everyone wants to have fun. Everyone needs a Wally.
Well, fun is fun. And if I do go back, I will bring my best effort. Conditioning will be a factor again, though.
No, I mean everyone needs a bag of milk,
Everybody needs a bag of milk. Thanks, Dan Seaman. He was the one that told me I was a bag of milk. What a
Right
mess.
on.
Well, honestly, what you're doing is really cool. And obviously, it's really cool when you see it on documentaries on your television. And I had already talked to you about it beforehand. And then you see it, and it's like, yeah, this guy is doing really cool things. And it's neat for me to see what you're doing in the world, man. And you're leaving your mark.
Well, yeah, I guess that's the byproduct. I guess that's pretty cool, but it's mostly just
Doing it
do
for the
what you love
love.
and yeah, do what you love and the hockey gods have a place for everyone. Some guys go to the show, some guys get to play in Germany and get invited back 18 years later, and some guys end up in Argentina apparently.
Right. But I think that's the hockey gods seem to work out when you play the game right.
Hmm.
And don't turn it over at the blue line. 15 seconds left in the period. 10 seconds left in the period. There's
Hey,
15 seconds left when we left our zone. You know
don't
what I
rag
mean?
on your kid, man.
Hey,
I'm sure it's
gotta be
hard enough. You're on the bench with him.
a. Well, he hasn't made that mistake in years, so I don't think it'll happen again, so we're fine.
Right on.
It was a learning lesson, right?
Yep.
But yeah, keep up the good work and love your passion for the game and what you're doing for kids down there. And if there is a day I can help an Argentine get
Argentine.
somewhere
Yeah.
in hockey, I would be happy to help you out, man.
Right on, man. Yeah, maybe someday we can send some kids up to,
Who
uh
knows, right? King
for a
Cardin,
weekend,
Elmira.
Yeah.
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 That
No,
that'd be an
it's neat
experience.
though. It's a small world and you need to know people to get places, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Well, it's good
Well,
we know each other then.
that's true. We do know each other. I know a big fancy superstar on some documentary on Prime in Canada.
Yep.
Ooh.
ESPN Plus and Hulu in the United States. ESPN Plus, Hulu, and
And
YouTube everywhere else.
what was it called?
This is hockey. And
Right.
I'm obviously in the Argentina episode.
Yes, there we are, folks. And this has been another episode of Two L's and Hockey Tales with Meinzer and Wally.